You know, back when Roger Goodell signed his most recent contract, then NFL spokesman Joe Lockhart said that would be Goodell's final contract. Goodell quickly said, no, it won't. And not long after that, Lockhart was gone. So as the train keeps rolling forward in Roger Goodell's career, Peter King addressed the situation in Football Morning in America. Sitting here today, Peter, what's your best guess? What's the over-under? If PointsBet were going to create odds of the Roger Goodell retirement, what would be the over-under of number of years left before he walks off into the sunset?
5, because his contract allows for calls for 3 more years, 21, 22, and 23. Then his contract is up. And Roger Goodell, even among close associates, has not discussed openly or very much even privately what he wants to do, other than the fact that all of these people who know him well told me uniformly, or several of them told me uniformly, Roger's not a big habit guy. You know, he doesn't long to go fishing in the Outer Banks. He doesn't want to go on a 2-week golf vacation to Scotland. He does love golf. He belongs to Augusta, but you know, what he wants is to do this job, which he really likes to do. He's in good health, and he's in form right now after getting the collective bargaining agreement done, after getting the television contract done, you know, both within the span of 1 year. Mike, the reason Joe Lockhart said that stuff is that everybody in the league felt that when those two things were done, Roger Goodell would begin to have an exit strategy. Well, far from it. I am told that he has been, even though he's got a leadership team that has been working more than in any other year because they had to get this COVID season played, that he has been all on them about keep your eye on the next thing. We have to make sure that we keep going. No complacency inside this office.
Yeah, and look, that's been his attitude all along, trying always to get better in what the NFL does. And this is a guy who 30, 40 years ago, his aspiration was to be the commissioner of the NFL. So he reached his goal in 2006. 15 years later, there's no reason for him to stop physically, mentally, professionally. You just keep going. And there are no immediate challenges per se. Now, how they deal with gambling, the potential threats that gambling brings to the game, integrity issues, inside information as gambling grows, that's something they're going to have to worry about. It's something they're going to have to deal with, and they need to be proactive, not reactive. Beyond that, though, there are no icebergs in sight, and there are no icebergs that are hiding. You've got a CBA that lasts for another decade, and the one thing about the TV deals that didn't get covered the way that it should, because we heard about how, these deals are in place until 2031 or 2032. There's an out that the NFL holds in every one of these contracts after 7 years, I believe it is. So by the end of the decade, they're going to be pulling the plug on all these TV deals and redoing them. And that may be when streaming fully takes over. Who knows? But and I don't know that that's a negative. I don't know that that's something he'd not want to be there for. I think it's an opportunity to take whatever they have now and make even more money. But, you know, there are no storms on the horizon for Roger Goodell. So why not just keep pushing the boat forward? Why? And again, if there's not some other thing that you're just dying to do over however many years you have left, then why not keep doing the thing that you're good at, that you always wanted to do, and that you still have a passion for? There's no reason to walk away from it.
Look, Pete Carroll is 69. Bill Belichick is 69. Roger Goodell is 62. And you would think that the stressors in all three of those men, in the jobs of all three of those men, maybe not be identical, but they probably do have a lot of stress in their lives. And look, you ask people who know Roger Goodell, and he's maniacal about getting on his elliptical or doing the Peloton or, whatever. He is conscious of the fact that he needs to be in good shape to do a job that is as demanding as this job. And so he takes that seriously. I mean, he's not a Joe Fitness guy, but he's fit enough. And so I think that for everyone like me who thought when he signed this contract that he was going to be gone soon after, getting these 2 deals done. The one other thing we haven't talked about, Mike, is the fact that right now, other than there's probably some patches down in Jerry World, down in Texas with Jerry Jones, who knows? Maybe even with Daniel Snyder in Washington. I don't know. But there are going to be some people who would say, hey, yeah, probably time for old Roger to move on. But I am told pretty reliably that at least 3/4 of the owners in the league want Goodell to continue when his contract expires in 2023, after the 23 season. So absent a movement, a verified movement of any sort, I think he's going to sign another contract, and I think he will be around. Now, how many more years? 2, 3? I don't know. But I would guess that if I had the over-under right now, it'd be hard for me to pick 5 years, whether I would go over or under that.
And we need to take a break, but one last point, and we wrote something about this, and this is something I've heard multiple times over the course of the past couple of years. As the NFL continues to grow, as these franchises move toward, thanks to the infusion of cash from gambling, $10 billion in valuation each, and that's coming, there is a thought that the next commissioner won't just be the lieutenant who's been groomed internally, who knows how the sport works, or the guy from a team that has the connections. That at some point they're going to need to start hiring traditional CEOs, and there's a CEO industry, people who have a unique skill set in running a multi-billion-dollar operation, and then you have the football people who are part of the leadership team. The NFL may need professional CEO as replacement for Roger Goodell by the time he walks away.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.